Hello everybody, we are back, and this week we're going to jump right into the action against Idaho, who is 1-8, and they are possibly, yes, even worse than Old Dominion. We do have 3 visiting prospects who are all 3 stars, so it's a 3 kind of week, but it is Old Dominion's last home game of the season, which means it's senior day, and the seniors will get their last chance to play at home, and it's against a winnable opponent. So if you check it out here, Idaho, their defense has been pretty trashy this year, but so is Old Dominion, so there you go. But Idaho is coming off their first win of the season against Texas State, 27-24, so maybe they're going to be riding that momentum into this game. That'll be up next, you guys. See you in a second. Alright, here we go, the opening kickoff. Idaho Vandals rocking some new black helmets this season. Apparently that's a new thing for them, so good for them. I'm getting some new headwear. But as we look at the head coach, very serious in his very serious sweater vest of seriousness. Here we go, first play, and I'm so excited. We're on the home stretch for this season, last home game here, and then 2 more games against Army and North Carolina, which will both be on the road, so we'll close out the season on the road. But Blair Roberts right there gets the first down on 3rd and 4, which keeps the drive alive, thank God, because I don't know what I would do if this drive stalled, especially against this Idaho defense. As you can see, Lee is tearing it up. Nobody can bring him down except for the last guy, which of course that's otherwise would have been a touchdown, so there you go. But Heineke on 3rd and 7 fails to hit his receiver. He threw it off target. So that ends the drive, sadly, and Old Dominion now has to play defense. But they would punt Idaho inside their own 8. And Idaho is without their senior starting quarterback, Taylor Davis, due to a torn hamstring. So it is freshman quarterback Chalich. I'm not really sure how to say his name. So, that's kind of a dilemma for me. But here, Kyron Watts barely keeps their drive alive on 3rd down there. So it will set up a new set of downs in the Vandals. Very good name. I'm really being sarcastic here. James Baker gets 8 yards, though, and sets them up with 3rd and short situation, which is always favorable if you're the offense. Until this happens, freshman quarterback is pressured and sacked, and the defense comes up with a big stop, and Old Dominion now looking on the better half of the 50, runs a little play action, and Heineke's going to find Connor Martin, the freshman tight end. I tell you what, this guy has a bright future. He's only a freshman, and he's done wonders for this offense this year. And Larry Pinkard, another guy who's done wonders. Receiver there, 14 yards. It's 1st and goal. It would set up a 2nd and goal situation here, and it's Tyree Lee off to the right side and into the end zone. And he is very close to breaking the Old Dominion single season record for total rushing yards. So he's closing in. It's 892 yards is the record, and he is very close to that at this point in time. So we will keep an eye on that as the game progresses. But here, Idaho runs a little screen and completely catches the defense off guard. He gets 31 on that play, and that was absurd. But in the very next play, it's a big defensive stop for a loss of 3, and it would set up 3rd and 8. Overthrown, and the freshman quarterback a little shaky here, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. But another bad throw, and it's not been a good start. They're really missing their senior quarterback, Taylor Davis, because otherwise they may actually be in this game and maybe even have the lead. But Tyree Lee is going to be caught in the flats and turns a short reception into a huge gain of 34. 2nd and 5, and Taylor Heineke looks and almost throws an interception. Great coverage by Idaho, because that could have also very well been a touchdown. So 3rd and 5, Heineke back to pass, and it's going to be dropped by Jaquale Bailey. Butterfingers is his favorite candy bar. There you go. So 10-0 after settling for the field goal. Old Dominion will put it through from 42 yards out. And James Baker stopped for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11, and Chalich, Baloney. Maybe I'll just call him that from now on because I really don't feel like trying to say his name. But he's going to drop back to pass on 2nd down and find Kyron Watts for a gain of 6. Pushed out of bounds, it's 3rd and 4. They've been getting a lot of short-yarded situations on 3rd down, which is favorable. But Mr. Baloney throws this one out of bounds. So 4th and 4, they decided to go for it again because it's kind of in that too long for a punt, or too long for a field goal, too short for a punt, and he is sacked by Julian Randolph, the leading sack man on the season. And as you can see, he just gets a piece of the Baloney quarterback. So there you go. 2 minutes and 22 seconds in the first half remaining. 3rd and 6 for Old Dominion, and it's Connor Martin. This guy is a beast. I tell you what, he is just tearing it up. I don't know what to say now. Tyree Lee, though, is going to bust it here. He gets 19 yards. He has 58 yards on the day, closing in on that single-season record. Heineke back to pass, 2nd and 5, rolls out after there's tight coverage by the Idaho defense, and he manages to get a big chunk of yards on that little scramble there. So there you go. Larry Pinkard actually gets taken off his feet on that play after that hit, but it's 3rd-string halfback C.J. Bradshaw. 2nd-string halfback Colby Goodwin is in fact injured for a few weeks, so Bradshaw takes over the backup duties. And it's 17-0 at halftime. Old Dominion's defense has played outstanding the past few weeks, though you could argue they are playing against inferior offenses compared to some of the other teams we played in the season. But I don't care. I do not care about your radishes and your onions in your garden. So here we go. Starting the second half, 98 yards is all Idaho had in the first half. They were sacked twice, averaging 3 yards a play in the first half, and the defense continuing to stop this Idaho offense, stopping them for a 2-yard loss on the option, and then Chalich, the Baloney quarterback, back to pass, goes for a screen, but it's stopped for a 2-yard loss. It's 3rd and 14. Defense putting themselves in favorable situations now in the second half, and it's going to be intercepted. This play, great job jumping that one, and yes, I did user pick that one. I don't usually do user picking against the computer, but I kind of just did it for that, and plus we're destroying them anyway, so who cares? I don't. Tyree Lee is going to bust this one up the middle, 16 yards, and he is going to eclipse the single-season record for rushing on that play. And Taylor Heineke finds nobody open, so he takes off, and the entire defense can't find him. 25 yards on the touchdown run, and it's Bradshaw, Lee, and Heineke now. 3 different rushers for touchdowns. We have a little update, and Indiana upsets number 24 Illinois in this rivalry matchup between the two Big Ten teams. Sad loss for Illinois, unfortunately, by 1 point. That's a tough one to swallow. I know. That's a tough pill to swallow. But my team, for those that don't know, I am a Nebraska guy, and they did beat Michigan 7-2 on the season, ranked 17th. So that is a very, very happy score for me because I do not like Michigan. And of course, I am originally from Nebraska. So that is a very good sign for me in the virtual world of NCAA football. So here we go. Caleb Taylor gets a sack. 7-yard loss, and then it would eventually lead to 3rd and 5, where Baloney throws way out of bounds. And the defense holds again. 24-0 is the lead next drive, and Tyree Lee gets the handoff. Look at the blocks by Antonio Vaughn. He's done this multiple times this season. And Lee is off to the races. Nobody's catching him. 64 yards, and he is completely blowing the single-season record out of the water now. With that run alone, he's over 900 yards on the season. He'll be looking to close in on 1,000 in the final 2 games. But Coach would take his starters out of the game now. The backups on defense and offense are playing for the most part and still wreaking havoc on the Idaho offense. 4th and 10. Idaho just wants to get a score here in the third quarter, but poor Baloney quarterback is sacked. As for the second time, John Darr getting that done, and look at the push-ups going. It would be 38-0 after another touchdown the backups put in, and it's the end of the day. Lee, 11 carries, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Player of the game honors. 38-0, a shutout win for Old Dominion against a very weak Idaho team. The defense definitely played a lot better and the offense really showed up there. You can see only 20 rushing yards for Idaho, and they did not have any chance in this game. Travis Gonzalez, 69 overall cornerback, has committed to Old Dominion, and several other guys, Ellison and Silva, had some very good visits. But as you can see, Tyree Lee, 974 yards on the season, and continuing. Rex Castle does upgrade another recruiting level after getting to level 5 coaching. So there you go, NCAA Players of the Week, and I will see you guys in the next episode when we take on Army.